It is the 29th of October, and that means one thing in Turkey. It means Republic Day. And today, because ABC is grounded, I'm going out with Jim and Susie on Acheron, along with a whole heap of other boats. Join me. Unfortunately, Ansha's not coming with us today because she has a couple of commitments that she absolutely cannot miss. So she's going to stay home and look after ABC. You got it, aren't you? Yeah, I can see that. So, no words? Republic Day in Turkey is all about celebrating the creation of the Republic of Turkey, and the man who was responsible for that is, of course, Kemal Atatürk, a very forward-thinking guy, much revered in Turkey, and rightly so. And today all of these boats are flying the Turkish flag, and some will have flags with Atatürk's face on it. And we're just heading out of the marina area. We'll head around the peninsula here, and we'll go to Kaş and play around in the bay just off Kaş Harbour. Then they'll go around the 5 islands, and then we'll all come back. But the big celebration happens tonight in Kaş town, and that is going to be something that you're really going to enjoy. So how many boats in this flotilla today, Jim?
58, I believe, including us. Yeah, so I don't think I've ever been in such a large group
Congregation.
Of boats. No, a large congregation, I know. It's very
Is it
exciting.
A flock of boats?
It's a flock,
A
yeah.
flock of boats.
A school.
A school?
Yes,
okay.
I think it's a school, yes. Yeah, a flotilla. I think it's a fleet, actually. It's bigger than a flotilla.
Just a tad after midday, and here we are back on the pontoon. We thought we might get a little bit wet with the weather coming in, but we got lucky and it missed us. And the sun's come out to play now. Now we move on to the nighttime entertainment. Well, it looks like COVID is actually taking its toll. Here we are now in Kaş town. It's around about 7:15 at night, and there's a lot of police presence around. They're just
making sure people have got masks
making
on.
sure, yeah, maybe. But certainly I don't think there's going to be a parade down the street like there was last time we were here. So yeah, we're going to go to Smiley's for dinner and see what happens.
Hey, we got rained on.
Yeah, just as they served us our main course, the heavens opened, and I mean big fat
big
blobs of rain. So we all rushed inside here and brought our dinner with us. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish eating our mains, for those who are still eating. We're going to pay the bill, and then we're going to go into the main square of the town, where there is definitely lots of live music happening, and we're going to see how it goes.
İzmir'in dağlarında oturduk kaldım. Şehit olanları deftere yazdım. Şehit olanları deftere yazdım. Öksüz yavruları bağrıma bastım. Öksüz yavruları bağrım sizde.
Right, we have come away from the main square now, and I think we're getting to the point where us more mature people are starting to feel a little bit tired.
Speak for yourself.
We're going to a very traditional sort of small establishment run by a guy called Sadiq, and we're just gonna have a few drinks there before we head back to the marina. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. Merhaba. Nasılsınız? İyiyim.
You don't want a soda? A rosé? Glass of rosé wine. Yo.
Oh, what a brilliant night, my darling, wasn't it?
Well, it was not as impressive as the first time we were here, but still good.
Yeah.
Still very, very good.
And for me, one of the reasons why it was so good was that we were with a fabulous group of people,
Yeah.
and it was really lovely to connect with them.
Yeah.
And Susie and I, my new best friend, we
Oh, 'cause
found
she
that-
dances with
she
you?
dances.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
my new dancing partner, so we were like, whoop, whoop, whoop. So it was really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All in all, a great Turkey Republic Day. Yeah,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
Now it's time to go back to the boat and lie
Sleep.
down. Good night.
Good night.
Tuesday morning, I've got my old work t-shirt on, and that can mean only one thing. We're about to explodify the boat inside with tools and bits, and we're going to take the intake manifold, the exhaust manifold and the cylinder head off the engine to inspect for metal fragments. So first things first, I have to remove a few doors and a few panels. That'll give us full access to the engine, and then Kev and I can begin what is possibly going to be quite a long task. Once again, we've got full access to the engine, and once again this section here all has to be removed from the engine and dismantled. The turbo needs to go away for fixing. But before we can do anything, we've got to drain the fresh water out of the system. This is the air intake manifold that's got to come off. On the other side over there is the exhaust manifold that has to come off. And this here is the cylinder head that has to come off. With all the coolant now drained out, our next step is to remove the air intake, turbo and exhaust system off the back end. This will be the third time this system has been removed from the engine, so we're getting pretty good at this now. And then that means we can get the turbo off to Iden straight away, and he can do what he needs to do to organise getting that repaired or replaced. So, grab a spanner and dig in. Once again, exhaust, turbo and air intake is detached from the engine, and we're going to get this back up to Iden's workplace, and we're going to get him to get started on the process of getting the turbo replaced or rebuilt somehow. Okay, Kev, what's the next step here?
Right, what we need to do now is to disconnect the inlet side, i.e. the fuel pipes on both ends.
Those four, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
and this lot down here.
They come from the pump. We just disconnect those,
Right.
and then the inlet manifold bolts.
So there's that bolt there.
Yeah.
Obviously, this fuel filter
Yeah,
assembly
two bolts there.
will
Take
just
that off.
take
Yeah.
separate. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's the next big step. That's going to take some time, isn't it?
Yep.
So while you're doing that, because really it's only a one-man job because it's such a confined space, I'm going to walk the parts that we've taken off up to Iden and get him started on sorting out the turbo situation. The intake manifold is pretty much ready to take off, but what Kev's found here is this, I believe, is a unspent fuel feedback line, and when it gets to here,
it's just been so brittle from the engine heat that when Kev took the clip off, it literally just snapped. As usual on a boat, one job leads to another, but that is a fuel line, and of course engines get very hot, so that's kind of good that we've found that. That's averted a major problem. So the last bolt being loosened off. Oh yeah, it's getting stuck on that pipe that you disconnected. There you go.
There you go.
This is the inlet manifold. The air gets pushed in through here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 cylinders get fed. Now, as you can see, even inside there, we've still got some residual oil deposits. So we're going to have to clean those out. Just looking where it came off the engine, again, you can see oily deposits, which again we're going to clean up. That's the gasket that needs replacing, and difficult to get an angle here for the camera and the light, but yeah, looks a bit carbony deep inside, and that one, of the 4 of them, looks a bit oily. But anyway, we're going to get a closer look at inside. So that's kind of step 2 of about 4 or 5.
Getting this engine sorted out is turning into something bigger than Ben Hare, and I'm very grateful to have Kev helping me out and showing me what needs to be done. I certainly wouldn't be tackling this job on my own, that's for sure. Just before we finish this video, I'd like to welcome on board our latest patron. That is Clive Willis. Welcome aboard, Clive, and thanks for joining our Patreon family. Next week on Sailing ABC, we go further into the engine strip down, and we also go into more details about what we need to do to get everything fixed once and for all. Join us then if you can, and of course remember to leave us a thumbs up on this one if you enjoyed this video. Have a great week.